Well, if you're a nonprofit in the state of Delaware, this CEO has a gift for you. Sheila Bravo is the amazing one, the leader behind Dana, the nonprofit organization that helps nonprofits not just with funding, but getting all the information from building your board, from idea to conception. So, Sheila, thank you so much for coming.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
Great to have you on the plaza. Okay, so for the people that don't know, do you know Dana?
No, this is my first time hearing about Dana. Before when we received the information that we heard that you were coming on the show, I never heard of Dana, but it's been around for 4 decades.
Yeah, we're going to be hitting our 40th anniversary next
4
year.
decades.
Congrats.
So this is great to share with all of our viewers and listeners that are watching more information about what is Dana. So, what is Dana?
So Dana is a nonprofit, and our mission is really to help address and change conditions for nonprofits to be successful in their missions. So we're kind of we're behind the scenes helping nonprofits with resources. We help work with leaders, with boards of directors, volunteers, helping them to be successful in the work that they do. And we also are an advocate. So we are speaking with our government partners and philanthropy, sharing with them what are the things that nonprofits need so that they can be successful and have the positive impact in their community.
Yeah, so, and that is awesome. Sheila, there's a lot of things happening in the nonprofit space right now. Can you share with us like some of the things that issues that Dana can help these nonprofits with, because they feel like they're under attack?
Yeah. So nonprofits, government is a very important partner, because a lot of times government contracts nonprofits to do important work, helping with foster youth, seniors, housing, all of these really important services. And in this past year, we've seen a lot of changes, especially at the federal level, where government funding has actually been rescinded. And so, for these organizations that have been able to rely on the funding that they need so that they can serve people here in Delaware, when that funding goes away, how are they going to get the work done?
Right.
And so that has been certainly a big challenge. And then, one of the things that, and we were talking earlier about giving, we consistently find that the costs of doing our work continues to grow, and so we need more dollars. It costs more to do the work. And so we're constantly trying to find ways to help nonprofits identify sources of funding, provide training in that area, and other supports.
Yes, so clearly there's a need.
Yeah.
There's a need, and not just for all of the nonprofits throughout the state of Delaware, but also for Dana. There's a need. And I know that we talked about this earlier, and I feel it's really, really important for those that may have never heard of Dana, which I haven't. So, and I co-founded a nonprofit organization, a literacy organization, many years ago, like 20 years ago. And I wish I knew that there was an organization that provided support, resources, and education to help me in the beginning years of co-founding a nonprofit on what to do, what not to do. And the internet wasn't really big 25 years ago. So I was at the library looking up in the books, or speaking to other people that have experience.
Not the card catalog.
I was there. Yes, I lived at the public library. But that's all we had.
Right.
And that's all we had. And I wish I knew that there was an organization in the state of Delaware that could provide the education. And let's give an example. Let's say someone wants to start a nonprofit. What's the first thing they have to do? Obviously, the first thing they have to do is reach out to Dana, reach out to your organization. But what would be the first steps?
Well, forming a nonprofit really requires having a clear understanding of what the purpose is. What is it that you hope to accomplish? Because nonprofit actually is a tax status, right? They don't pay taxes on their charitable revenue because they're giving back to community. So that's the first step, and then filing to get that tax-free status, so that when donors give, they know that they're also able to deduct that down the road. But The one thing I think a lot of people don't understand is that running a nonprofit is just like running a business. And you know, we have staff, we have to make payroll, we have to follow the same laws. It's just a little more complex because nonprofits, their financial records are all public, and you have to actually keep track of the finances in a slightly different way than you do it in the business world, because we're very accountable. When a donor gives money for a charitable cause, that nonprofit has to make sure that that money goes to the purpose that the donor given.
Now, we're hearing a lot of things in the nonprofit space, such as shared services. Can you touch a little bit about shared services and how Dana can help? Because there's so many nonprofits they're just trying to figure it out right now.
Sure. I mean, again, when you don't have a lot of financial resources, hiring the bookkeeper and the HR person and the IT person can be really challenging. And there are nonprofits that have, maybe they're a little bigger, and so they do have that finance person, and sometimes they're able to provide some extra hours to help out. Same thing as businesses. If a business has a bookkeeper that might be willing to donate a couple of hours, that can also help as well. But at Dana, part of our role is really helping to connect. So when someone says, this is what we're trying to do, we try to find that resource to connect them, whether it's potentially a philanthropist or potentially another nonprofit, or of course we have folks that provide training and consulting services to help these nonprofits be, again, the best that they can be in the community.
Now, is Dana more like a membership?
We are.
Okay.
We are. So think of us like a chamber of commerce for nonprofits.
Okay, yes, that's a great example.
Yeah,
so I know exactly the process. So it's more of a membership, and once you become a member, then you're provided with all the education, the resources, and the contacts, because I think that's also a big part of it too, the networking.
Absolutely. I mean, we're called the Delaware Alliance because we recognize that we all have to work together in order to make Delaware a better place. And so the membership does have benefits. Nonprofits can access resources for free or at a very low cost, but also collectively, we then have a voice when it comes to important issues, particularly when we look at laws that might be passed that either could benefit or sometimes hurt the nonprofit sector.
Yes, and it's very important that we have individuals like you and everyone. I'm assuming there are more not volunteers, but more individuals that work under you at the organization that are advocating for us at Legislative Hall and making sure that they're protecting nonprofits and not hurting. Because if we don't have individuals like you and all the individuals that work at Dana advocating for us, meaning nonprofits, a nonprofit can go away easily, or can disappear or dissolve or just shut down. So we need that.
We have a fabulous team at Dana, from engagement with our members to our public policy and advocacy. We also have consultants. So if a board of directors is looking to improve their processes or to have a retreat or to conduct strategic planning, we provide those resources.
And with those resources, can you just name a few, just other resources and services that Dana provides? Because a lot of people, they probably haven't went to the website, and they probably really don't get it. They just like, they could just help me do whatever. But can you just talk about a little bit about the resources?
Yeah. So if you go to our website, delawarenonprofit.org, we have what's called a Centers of Excellence. And so if a nonprofit leader is interested in learning more about finances for nonprofits, we have some resources right on the site. But then as a member, we have additional resources that are available. Nonprofits often have to have a lot of policies in place to make sure that, for example, no one's ever accused of doing something wrong with a donor's money. So those policies are really important to have in place, and we have all of those already made up, sample templates we can help guide. We also provide compensation benchmarking for boards of directors when they're thinking about perhaps hiring a new executive. And we also have a lot of member events where we bring nonprofits together, including we have an annual conference every year, which is coming up May 1st, 2026.
There you go. Very nice.
And so we're always trying to find ways that we can help support the nonprofit community.
And I love that you mentioned the event coming up, because that may be an opportunity for someone who's never heard of Dana and want to check it out and want to meet you and the team.
Sign up, get the membership.
So tell us a little bit more, how can they attend the event?
Sure. Well, we haven't yet opened registration,
Okay,
but
okay.
we are inviting individuals and companies that provide services to nonprofits if they're interested in exhibiting at our conference. And then we'll open up registration in March, and it is open to anyone who's interested in the nonprofit sector. We find a lot of people love to come to it because, again, it's a great way to make connections.
Oh, here we
love
go.
it.
Look
There
at
you
this
go.
picture right here. There you go.
And one thing about Dana, and I want to make sure that people know that to become a member, we just became a member, I want to say last week or week before
I
last.
love that. I was thinking about it. I'm like, gosh, I really hope Ivan is.
Yeah, I took advantage
This
of it.
is so great.
Yeah.
I like I said, I really wish that I knew about Dana when I first started my literacy organization 25 something years ago.
Yeah.
I feel that I would have been more ahead of the game, and that's okay. It was a part of the learning, right? It was part of the process.
Right.
But I'm so glad
Oh, yeah,
that
well,
you
but
took the
most definitely.
initiative and you were proactive with this, and you already became a member.
Yeah, most definitely. Because I suggested that anyone that's watching, a nonprofit that's watching, for someone such as this novice like myself, being into the nonprofit world and being the executive director, like membership is your operating budget is according to whatever your operating budget is. So if you're a nonprofit and you need more help, Dana, you go to Dana, sign up today and learn what you can learn. They help you with grant writing.
Grant writing.
Who was telling me about that? Rodney Street Tennis.
Yes.
Matt Johnson, which spoke highly of it. And he was like, Ivan, if you don't do it, you're a fool. And I was like, what? He was like, really? Like, they help me with everything.
Grant writing is time consuming. It can be very stressful. I remember.
Reporting, I'll try that one for size.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's so many different, I guess you would say, there's systems that you have to put in place, right? And you said that about that earlier, about the policy and making sure that there's a policy established when you have a nonprofit, but just implementing systems and implementing
Just like a business.
Right, exactly. And
like a
I
business.
wish I had known that, but that's okay, because you should never stop learning. And with the laws changing and things change throughout time, it's very
Daily.
important to stay relevant.
Right, and we do, we try to make sure that our members know what's coming down the pike. So when Delaware paid leave law came out, we held information sessions. We certainly are keeping our members apprised of how the government policies are changing and how that could impact either their funding or sometimes even impact what they can do.
Yes.
Because certain mission areas are a little challenged these days.
Do you have a newsletter that people can sign up?
We do.
For it.
Yep,
Okay,
you can sign
excellent.
up right on our website at delawarenonprofit.org.
Is there anything else you want people to know about Dana or even what's coming down the pike for nonprofits?
Well, here's what I'd love to say, especially this time of year when we're talking about giving. Nonprofits need time, talent, and treasure. And I heard earlier on your segment you were talking about gifts. What an amazing gift is to donate on someone's behalf to a nonprofit. And so at this time of year, we just hope that folks will be generous in many different ways as they think about how they might want to spend their time in 2026. Consider volunteering. And again, you can go to the Dana website. We have, if you're interested in a certain nonprofit, we're happy to help make a connection.
I love it. Sheila, thank you so much for stopping by. Good morning, Delaware.
Oh, it was great to be here, and thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.
Oh gosh, I love Dana.
You ready to
I
get
love
it
this
popping again, aren't you?
I wish, I keep thinking, you have no idea what's been going on in my mind this whole interview. I'm like, wow, this is so significant for nonprofits throughout the state of Delaware. No excuse, and I'm really proud of you, Ivan, that you took the initiative and being proactive and becoming a member. Yeah. And anybody could be a member. So
anybody
really
can be a member,
it's
and
really,
the resources are unlimited. I suggest it, and this is not a commercial. It's not a paid ad, but it's one of those things that if you're a nonprofit and you don't know, like, it's not your wheelhouse, right? That you definitely want to get in and learn. You have meetings, you have get-togethers. They can help you find a board of directors. It's amazing. It's amazing, and I'm mad that I didn't do it for the last 5 years that I've been here.
Better late than never.
I know that's
and
right.
something that I've learned in life is that you never stop learning.
That's right. That's right. There you go.